Homestead. Glad you're with us. Well, in my last video, I said I was going to water down this mound. I think I said it anyway. Water down this mound and give it a break because it was starting to dry out, getting harder, and the clumps of rock were, the clay was forming together, making rocks, making it harder to level. So what I'm doing now, and I said I was going to do it last night, but I did not. I'm hosing down this mound, and then I'm just going to let it sit for a while before trying to get back to it, and I'll do other projects. I've already been out to the garden this morning and watered the whole thing. And it's looking okay. The seedlings, none of the seedlings are really coming up. The peas are fine, but the lettuces and kale and spinach and cabbage and cauliflower, all that stuff, the seeds aren't coming up. So either they're bad seeds, which they could be because I did buy them and then they went through the hot summer because I didn't store them very well. I should have stored them down in the pantry where it was cooler, and so I could have lost all those seeds and they could have just baked, who knows. But I might have to replace the seeds and try it again because so far nothing's coming up, and it's been a week and I should have seen sprouts by now. Anyhow, same with the pumpkins. The pumpkins that I planted aren't popping up yet either. So, but if you remember, when I planted the other pumpkins, I ended up having to plant quite a few seeds before I ended up getting 4 pumpkin vines. So I may have to do the same thing, and it looks like one of the watermelons might be ripe. It's really hard to say. It does have dark green stripes compared to the other one that has light green stripes, so I'm assuming that this one is ripe. The little curlicues are all dried out, but last time when all the curlicues were dried out and I picked it, it wasn't quite ripe. So maybe the greenness of the stripes makes the difference. I don't know. Anyhow, I'm just going to water right here, and then we're going to move on to another project. Okay, what you see behind me is a glider love seat, and it used to be varnished, and all the varnish has come off, and it's starting to affect the wood. So what I thought is that I would just paint it the same color as the trim of these cottages, and I'm going to sand it down first to get rid of the varnish that's crumbly, and then I'll just paint it and we'll see how that goes. Hopefully I won't make a mess, because all I brought was one little tiny little piece of paper towel, excuse me, that I moistened, and one little dry one. So I don't plan on making a mess, but then again, my other coveralls have paint all over them, so I might make a mess, but I don't plan on it. Anyhow, let's get painting. Work smarter, not harder. Okay, that's one chair. That's a lot harder work, hard on the fingers than I anticipated. I just thought I would just knock off the top layer, and then I got a little bit more and more and realized I needed to clean them completely. So unfortunately, it's a lot more work than I guess I bargained for. So anyhow, let's keep going. When we put this table together, we just hand tightened this part of it because it has one of those square things, screws. So I can't tighten it with the screwdriver. So I just re-tightened it by hand. And if we can remember, we need to find one of those little screw things with the squares at the top and take care of that. It's getting harder now since the sandpaper is getting so old. I should have done this chair before I did the table. I think this is the only piece of sandpaper we have. Hey Lee, is this the only piece of sandpaper we have? Because I didn't finish and I'm really having trouble finding scratchy spots. Lee's looking for some more sandpaper, and hopefully we have another piece because there's really hardly any scratchy on this, so it's really taking a lot more muscle, and everywhere I do find a little scratchy spot, it's just barely scratchy compared to the way it started off. I think Lee said it was 100 grit. Yeah, it's a medium 100, and it's done a nice job, but I've got to finish these 4. Go over these a little bit better maybe. This one still has some stuff on it, but it's smooth. Wheel. Oh, this is hardly gritty at all, huh? What is this grit? Well, it's got more grit, I guess, than this. This was 100 grit.
120.
120? It's more? What?
It's a little not as heavy.
Oh, I only have 4 pieces left. I probably only need 1. But okay. We'll see. Thank you.
You're welcome. See how I walked around the camera right there?
I did. Oh, of course, now I scrape off my fingers with the holes that are in it.
Well, hold it in half. Make sure the holes don't line up.
Well, that's it with the sanding. I went over and touched up this first one because when I first started, all I was trying to do was get the varnish off. I wasn't trying to get the wood smooth. And then as I went along, I worked harder and got the wood smooth, and so I went back and touched it up. And so that's good. My hands are cramping, well, this one especially, and so I'm going to take a minute of a break, and then I will come and we will start that painting. Also bring something so we can brush off all the dust so I don't get dust in the paint. So I'll be right back. Don't go away. Well, that one's done. Originally, I went and asked Lee if we had any varnish because we used to have cans of varnish, and maybe we still do and we just don't know where they are. I don't know. But we couldn't find them, so we opted to paint. Now, I'm not real sure if I like the paint, but too bad, we're painting. Anyway, battery died somewhere along the lines because it took a long time. Don't know what you missed, but there's the first one. I still have the table and the other one to do. And going around the metal, trying not to get the metal painted red, has slowed things down. When I said I was just going to slap some paint on, well, apparently I'm a little bit more picky than slapping. So keep watching and we'll paint the rest. Okay, with the table done, it's starting to look better anyway. So got the The one chair and the table. Still got this blonde one to do. It takes quite a while to do that because you just got to go so slow around that metal part, or you'll mess it up. And so, kind of tedious. I don't know. It didn't seem like a project that was going to take me so long. But a lot of the projects we start take a long time, and we don't think they're going to take that long. And so, anyway, it is what it is. One more chair to paint. Let's do it. Okay, got to get some more paint, so perfect time to go get a drink too. I'll be right back. Okay, well, it's all done. It took me like all day long. Of course, I took a lunch break and a couple other breaks, but still, got a second coat on it. It was a quick coat, but in some places, actually, it's a third coat because I think I did the second chair. I did a real quick, thin coat, but it didn't work. So I went ahead and I did a real good coat, not super good, but a second coat, so you don't see anything bleeding through. Anyway, that's done. So thanks for watching. You be sure to like and share and press that notification bell and subscribe to our channel. And we will see you next time on the Homestead. God bless you. Bye-bye now.